and skies so blue. Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
Through the dust of the veldt, where the wind does moan, we've carved out a life in the soil and stone. They call us names, but we stand up tall. For faith and family, we've weathered it all. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's forged in our soul. Africa in her heart, steadfast and whole. They say we're dogs, they say we're small, but we've built empires and answered the call. With the earth in our palms and the sun on our backs, we march to the rhythm of unbroken tracks. Through the storms and strife we hold the line. The roots run deep like the old oak spine. Pride in our spirit, love in our veins. The faith of our fathers forever remains. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's forged in our soul. Africa in her heart, steadfast and whole. Through the years and miles, we've walked this road, bearing the burdens, carrying the load. But the light of our fire, it will never fade, for the strength of our people will never be swayed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the program. It's 5 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States, 11 p.m. in South Africa, 10 o'clock in the British Isles. Pleasure to have you back with me again this evening. This video, this live stream is prompted by the behavior of people in some hidden groups on Facebook in particular, but also on WhatsApp. So I've had people who appear to be trying to grift from others use that as an effort to disparage me, to apparently, get themselves attention or to get money or whatever it is they're up to. We've been aware of this. I've warned you from the very beginning, from the 7th of February on the evening when I went live, 2 hours after President Trump issued his executive order. I warned people in the first 10 minutes to be careful of grifters, shysters, scam artists, and people who are trying to take advantage of you. Now, I find it fascinating that there's two things about the Afrikaner community, and this isn't just for Afrikaners, but I'm mentioning Afrikaners in particular. Two things about the Afrikaner community which I find stunning. You people will listen to anybody who talks out of their backside, regardless of their absence of bona fides or their qualifications or their experience or their knowledge, when they rubbish somebody that actually knows what they're talking about. I don't understand that. I really don't. I've never understood that. Someone that knows what they're talking about, someone that's proven consistently time and time again to be correct, and yet someone rubbishes them, but because they're part of their community, you just believe whatever they say. I don't get that, okay? Look, you don't have to believe anything I tell you, and you don't have to watch any of my content. You don't have to watch a word of my content. You don't like it? Bugger off. That's what the money's for. Take off and leave. But if you're going to listen to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, and they have credibility because they've tarnished me because you don't like me for some reason, then you are a bigger fool than you deserve to be. Yeah. So I'm just saying that to whoever's out there. I mean, it's unbelievable about the Afrikaans community. They will rubbish people that are subject matter experts, and they will believe BS to the end of the day. I don't understand that. It's beyond belief. So there's someone currently posting stuff now asking for people to have PayPal accounts. What's that about? Why does anybody need PayPal accounts? Look, I was asked by refugees in the first cohort to be responsible for a fund that they want to put money into to raise money to help other people to bring their pets over and things like that. I haven't accepted that offer because it's a slippery slope. I don't want to be involved with money. I'm reticent to raise money for people. We did it for little Zoe, her hearing. But I just told you what it was. I didn't tell you to go there. I said you can donate if you want, and I set the example. We did it for, what's her name's Bucky a few years ago, and then she buggered off and left the channel, never to come back again after getting what she wanted, us to pay for her vehicle. I rarely do, excuse me. I rarely like to do that sort of thing. I have hundreds of unsolicited emails begging me for money, begging me to help people, begging people for campaigns. I can't do this. One of them, the lady, I don't know the bona fides of these people, but this lady actually took my advice and created a buddy program to raise money so they can go, get their passports and such. And so that I got to kind of respect. I'm actually inclined to probably show people that, but I don't know who the person is. But here's the thing, folks. I have never, ever asked you for money. I've never told you to consult with a consultant. I've never told you to contact a lawyer. I've told you from the very beginning what is true. And the U.S. Embassy will tell you this on their website. The refugee program is free of cost to you. You don't pay for consultants. You don't pay for lawyers. If you want asylum, you must be legally in the United States. Number one. Number two, you better have money for a lawyer because you're going to need a lawyer. And it isn't going to be over in 1 week. It's going to drain you for years. Now, I recently, just a short while ago, this person lying about me on Facebook in a group, running her mouth about me and calling me names and disparaging me. Let me show you something here very quickly, folks. Where's it at? Hang on a second. Bring it back over here. I actually made a graph of this, so I'm going to show you this. This is the Executive Office for Immigration Review Adjudication Statistics. These are asylum decisions by nationality based on country. What have I told you? Now, I've told you 95, 97% are rejected. That's across the board for countries that come from places like Africa, but not everyone. South Africa's case is slightly higher. Do you want to run these odds? Are these the numbers that you want to play? If you do, then just ignore me. Take up your asylum. That's your business. I've never dissuaded anybody from taking asylum. People ask me my opinion. I offer my opinion because you ask. That's what I did. I offer my opinion because you ask. I didn't tell you what to do or what not to do. But let me just pull this up for you guys, okay? So this is the problem. Unlike these ferratas or whatever you call them, loinas, I actually give you the receipts. It's people that don't know what they're talking about. Here is a chart that I made a short while ago to deal with this. You ready for this? All right, so here you go. Here are 2023 asylum cases, and this is South Africa, okay? That's from a government report here in the U.S. South Africa, 11% grant. 74 cases, people seeking asylum, 8 were granted, 11%. So are you pinning your hopes on that? Are you pinning your hopes on that? You're telling me you have the money to pay for lawyers? The refugee program is absolutely free. Why is this person rubbishing me in a private Facebook group with 7,000 people, calling me a liar, a clown, and an entertainer, and that I've been misleading people about asylum? Here are the receipts. Hey, sweetheart, show me your receipts. Show me your data. Show me where you're digging stuff out of your fourth point of contact. 11%. 11%. This is the most recent year the data is available, by the way, folks. 11%. Now, if you want to take your chances on that and you're on an H-2A visa and you think that you can defeat the odds, you know, you're going to get it, refugee status, and you can afford, and if you're going to get asylum and you can afford lawyers, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I don't want a penny from you. Don't give me money. I'm not raising money for refugees. That's not my role. You want to super chat my channel? Awesome. You don't want to super chat my channel? Awesome. You want to become a paying member? Awesome. You don't want to become a paying member? Wonderful. At the end of the day, it's really an agnostic position for me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stupid people should wear signs. They really should. They really should. Oh, Peter, I'm not doing it. No, you're missing the point. What I'm talking about is people that are going in Facebook groups and other groups and rubbishing me. And some of them are affiliated with one of these groups whom I've actually interviewed their members and treated them very fairly and never disparaged them. But some of their members run around and disparage me in their group. And you know who I'm talking about. Begins with an A and ends with an S. You know who I'm talking about. Never disparaged that group. Never said they were anything but what they claimed to be. And it kindly interviewed them when I didn't even know who they were. Gave them airtime. But they've got members running around, running their mouth about me. Now, who are these loinas? Who are they? Are they immigration officers? Do they have experience working in U.S. embassies? Do they have experience working in consular services? Are they subject matter experts in U.S. Immigration Nationality Act of 1980? Have they ever actually been involved in a legal proceeding for an asylum case in America? I have. I have. All of those things. Have any of them ever been a judge in any legal proceeding? I have been a judge. Not just elections, but a real judge. Judicial judge. Yeah. So you pay nothing for refugee status. The way that you're being contacted, we're getting all kinds of information now from different people. Different people. Well, Chugsy, if you have the cash and time and you want to bet on an 11% approval rate, go for it. Go for it. We know that right now, to our knowledge, there's been no rejections for the refugee program. We don't know of anybody who stepped forward and said, I was turned down. Does anybody know anybody that's come forward and can prove the digits to show they were denied? Does anybody have a letter from the United States government saying, I've been denied? Anybody? I've not seen one. It's just nonsense, folks. Anyway, so you pay nothing. There's one way to get in the program. You fill out a statement of interest on za.usembassy.gov. that will have the link and explain who's eligible, which would be a South African national who is an Afrikaner ethnicity or a racial minority and has suffered from past unjust racial discrimination or fears future. Case closed. You click on the link. It takes you to Google, to an Alphabet server. You fill out a statement of interest. You put your information in there. You send it off. It comes back and says it's been submitted, and that's all you get. Then you must play the waiting game and wait. Go about your life and wait. Now, we're getting information. I've gotten information over the past 3 days from multiple people telling me that they sent in the email during the PRM period, 10 February to 12 May, and also put a statement of interest in. So I'm also getting messages from people who only put the email in, never put a statement of interest in, and they're being called now. So instead of people running around rubbishing what I'm telling you and lying about me and saying I've misled you because I'm telling you factually what people tell me, how about people just chill out and go, wow, people are being called in. I'm also the person who broke the news that the interviews are being done in Joburg. And I was correct, wasn't I? They've been going on there all week in Joburg and Pretoria. So why are these people so intent on rubbishing my reputation? I would like to know. I would like to know. Why do people insist on becoming famous or getting views or getting attention or sucking money out of people by rubbishing other people? The only people I rubbish are public figures or people who attack me. Freelance Kate, what's going on? What did you miss? You missed not very much. So Armand has got the green card. Well, Armand, I don't know what your plans are, but I mean, if you've got a green card, you're a permanent resident here. I don't know how it works, but if you're interested, if I were you, I would fill out the statement of interest, even though technically it probably doesn't apply to you. But if you want to live here permanently, I would ask, I would ask. I mean, if it's of interest to you. But no one knows the answer to that question. So let me see what people have got to say here. Thank you for honesty. Hey, Dylan, how's it going? My dad always says money can't buy friends, but you can spend enough of it, then it's hard to tell the difference between the two. That's a good point. Anonymous Recall, Total Recall says you're correct, Chris. I know fellow Afrikaans people who get scammed in hundreds of thousands rand just because other party speaks Afrikaans. Baffles me as well. Familiar recognition or something. Or just clip dom. Yeah, I'm with you, Side Afrikaner. Afrikaners are a conglomerate of different peoples that have never seen eye to eye ever. Correct? There's an OG. Has been around a long time. What's it all about? Lindy, it's about someone on a Facebook group with 7,000 members who's running around calling me a clown, a liar, and saying that I've deceived people about Asylum. I've just shown you the stats on Asylum. That's government information. So if anyone's lying to you, it's U.S. government, not me. What's with 7,000 US dollars? What does that mean, NDEG? $7,000 for what? People just say whatever they want on the internet now, anything for a cheap click. Exactly. Pierre says, oh, stop pulling heartstrings. Yeah, I'm late. What happened? Good to have a live at this hour. Okay, Dire Straits. Idiots, yeah. Dumb people should wear signboards, yep. Facebook is toxic. Tiny's talking cock for clicks. I'm seriously considering deleting Facebook. I don't go on Facebook for the most part. I have to use it because the Veterans Organization. I have to use it for a few Army services. But I don't. Thank you for your membership. I don't like Facebook. I don't like TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. Yurgi Bice says, welcome back. I wish people could just leave real people alone. Oh, thank you, Yurgi. Appreciate that. Give them the bunny. Terry Barkhuizen. How's it going, man? Okay. And no, Chris, it's people that think they can say this and that. It's stupid. However, some are in very precarious position. We are all, and they provide their opinions. Yeah, their opinions are worth as much as their bumholes. And, look, if you want to lie to people, that's on you. But if you're going to lie about what I've said and tell people I'm lying, prove it. Prove it. Show me. Now, if I made a mistake, on the rare occasion that happens, we fess up to it. But prove that I lied. You can't, because I don't lie to you. They're going to make the Colonel never talk to us again. No, Monza, I'll keep talking. Thank you for all you do. Words cannot describe our thanks. You're welcome, Francois. Yes, Asylum is ridiculous for minorities and stuff at this time, period. Exactly, Chooksy. Okay. Well, yeah, Napoleon, if it's a visa for 5 years, if it's a time determined, green cards are normally permanent residency, so. These people just want to make you angry to stop helping those appreciate. No, it ain't working. I'm not stopping helping people. Again, that's not my purpose here. And here, as far as the point about being an entertainer, look, we all went through a very dark period 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. A very dark period where leftist hate wankers around the world imprisoned people in their homes, killed our parents and our grandparents in nursing homes by inflicting them and affecting them with this pathogen and destroying our lives, destroying social bonds, destroying incomes, destroying businesses. We went through something together. And to get through that together, we had to have a sense of humor. And I helped hundreds of thousands of people survive that period with my lighthearted approach to delivering some of my streams, like our Note for Note, Name That Tune, and other things. So if that makes me an entertainer, then so be it. I'm not an entertainer. I may be entertaining at times, but that doesn't make me an entertainer. I don't get paid to go on stage and entertain people, although I've been an actor in college, but I don't get paid to go on stage. So calling me an entertainer is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is jealousy. You're right, Elmarie. Relaxing positive energy. You can have the cake. Absolutely. Is it really your birthday or are you just pulling my leg? All right. Where is the videos to show? Relaxing positive energy, who I got that quote from, which I shared on Ronaldo, by the way. I gave you credit for. Happy birthday, Relaxing. I think people should start being grateful, stop being jealous, stupid. Good Lord, Golda, you gave it to him. Sonic Boom, the worst part is people who have a large following that give out information that aren't even factually correct while the Colonel makes sure of facts. Exactly. Thank you, Sonic Boom. Look, I don't just run around and run at the mouth with stuff. I go and get the data and bring it. So, again, this, let me publish this over here and bring it up. This is actually from a justice.gov. It's a government from the Justice Department. This comes from the Justice Department, folks. I didn't just make it up. I mean, this data is from the Justice Department. And there's your birthday cake. Cool beans. And you know what? It's your birthday. It's your birthday. So, how about something a little bit more? Not just a cake.
I'm fucking going outside.
It's just a goat.
No. It's a fucking goat.
You get the cake. You get the goat too. Not just the cake, but you get the goat too. So here you go, folks. This is from the Justice Department. That's where this comes from. This document is from the Justice Department. Here we go back to, whoops, that's, okay, sorry. There we go. Search, yeah. So there you go. Justice Department. All the figures for all the countries around the world. The asterisk means that nobody applied for asylum for those countries. Nobody from Estonia applied for asylum. But 2,837 people from El Salvador were turned down. Were granted, 9% were granted. Yeah, 9% granted. Wow. Unbelievable. So there you go. Refugee program is a gift. It's a shame we're surrounded by idiots. Thank you, Colonel, for all your efforts. Yep. So few people get approved for H visas. I'm happy for you. You got in, but it's hard for most. Refugee is some people have only option to get out. True, Lindy. I encourage South Africans trying to decide whether to apply for the program to ignore any fiascos about Trump. It's temporary. Yep. One of our favorite real news stories. Hey, Tiger and Sweets. They're busy playing games trying to divide and confuse. Yeah, what is it with your community? Look, I get that you come from Germans and Huguenots and French and a little bit of Khoisan thrown in there and occasionally some, Portuguese and other stuff and throw it out and there's the Afrikaners. But what is with this? I mean, as I've said, you put 10 Afrikaners in a room, you get 12 leaders. You put 10 Afrikaners in a room, you get 20 plans of action and no action. You put 10 Afrikaners in a room and one of them betrays you to the English. Now that one person betraying you, thank you for the super chat, that one person is betraying you because they're envious. They've got penis envy. I don't know what the problem is. It's a sickness. It really is. It is. Sean says, Colonel, it's leftist. Okay. I thought you said I was a leftist. My first paycheck, I'm making Malva pudding and UPS. Charlie, that's okay. I'm not a Malva pudding fan, so thank you for that. Helen DeSwart, welcome to you. Alan, something I don't know if stupidity is eaten or inherited. It's a good question. It's genetic. Yeah, they're still going on about Asylum. Miriam says, we appreciate it. Just can't see others succeed. Yeah, you're right. I really like Trump so far. It's one of the reasons I would go. Well, working hard, I like him too. I didn't like him personally, but I love his policies. Yep. All right. Happy birthday, Freelance Kate says. Yes, happy birthday, Relaxing Positive Energy. And Lindy, I'm so sorry, Colonel, you've never lied to us. No, I haven't. And why would I lie to you? See, that's the thing. I don't understand that. I've been attacked by right-wingers down under. I've been attacked by leftists. I've been attacked by black supremacists. I've been attacked by everybody. And I'm still the same person I was when I had 2 subscribers. Thank you, Dusty. Still the same person I was when I started this channel. I do, at times, in live streams, get a little into it and occasionally cock people out with some profanity. And is that rude? Yes. Is it gratuitous? Yes. Is it for effect? Often. But sometimes it slips out. And that's not so professional. But the live streams are our family conversation. They're our family conversation. And people sit around the house and they use profanity sometimes. So, yeah, the broadcasts are not available for children, automatically blocked, says no children can watch it. So if they tell their true age, they can't watch it. So there you go. But I try to avoid that. But I don't lie to you. For what? To what end? To what end? I mean, anyway, it's stupid people are not a problem. Smart people are also not a problem. People pretending to be smart people. Aha, there you go, Sean Nadia. Scoff at the haters, Colonel. You've been the only true source we've had, and I wish some more just showed more gratitude. Well, not only that, I wish all these people disappearing in all these Afrikaner groups, why don't they come here? Why don't they come here? Only a handful of you are actually in these groups or interested in this. People, plus my audience is never leaving South Africa, is not in it. I mean, why don't those people come here? I mean, you know, and here's the other thing. I got to be honest with you. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated. Because media sources and podcasters contact people who are South Africans living in America who knew nothing about refugee program, who knew nothing about South Africa, generally speaking, all kinds of people. And people tell me, like I talked to someone the other day, oh yeah, no, you know, because they have a business here in the States. Yeah, no, you know, the New York Times reached out to me to do this and CBS, and I said, I don't want to do it. Anyway, it's starting to become a little frustrating. Death, taxes, and what Colonel Chris says is Francois. Listen closely to that Herman interview recently. He and his family feel completely safe. Yeah, it's a life changer, Dogzilla. It's a life changer. It's a life changer for many people. Yep. If you were about the money, you could have made all the refugee information membership individuals only. But well, thank you, Refugee. Thank you so much. That's the most obvious thing. If this was about money, if I was grifting and I was trying to take advantage of people, then I would have made it members only. All my refugee streams, you'd have to be a member. You'd have to be a paying member. Do you know how much money I would make? Okay, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I'm curious. Because we've got 284 people here right now. Start a poll. If Chris had made refug answers and vids members only, would you have joined? Would you have become a paying? Come on. God bless my typing. I'm going to have to put my glasses on because it's a little bit off tiny screen. If Chris had made refugee answers and videos members only, would you have? And be honest, folks, because if you wouldn't have done it, that's what I want to know. So there you go. Because let me just get a feel for that. I'm gonna get a percentage here because the percentage will be consistent. So yeah. Thank you, the refuge. That's exactly the right point here. I could have made all my refugee stuff from the very beginning. Members, could you imagine if I'd done the first stream when 38,000 people showed up in 3 hours and 40 minutes, and then did a second one later that night after Gareth Cliff for another 2 hours and another 12,000 people showed up. If I on the Monday had started making videos about the refugee program and said members only, and charge you a flat $10 a month. 200 Rand. Can you imagine that? So the facts run counter to the lies that people tell. They run counter to the lies people tell. We are burning man oil, keeping the peeps safe. Okay, good. I hope they are safe. It's a terrible time. Yeah, every child, everyone's affected by it. Yeah, 1440 says, to be fair, you crapping on trolls is pretty entertaining. Yeah, no, I think that is pretty entertaining. We've never doubted you and you always correct everything wrong. Only the lazy, dumb people believe this nonsense. Yep. Thank you, Joe Czar, for your membership. Yep. It's funny, these days the job descriptions do not match, like journalists. Who's just propagandist specialist and who is a salesman? No, real people have real lives, and that changed over time. Hey, working hard. Francois gave 14 Rand super chat. What's up? You joined late. What's okay? This is an impromptu broadcast. You are the public service colonel. Your record's impeccable. Cool. Thank you, G. Sawyer. Dogzilla, COVID was a political scam. COVID was a political scam. Never said the disease wasn't genuine. But taking people who are afflicted with this virus and putting them into nursing homes where septuagenarians, octogenarians, notogenarians, and centenarians live with hypertension, high blood pressure, leukemia, tuberculosis, muscular dystrophy, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, and putting people with the most dangerous pathogen since Spanish influenza into the homes, that was a scam. That was a scam. Met your wife and, wow, that's interesting. That's how you're married, Alan. Cool. Cool. They should let us fight illegals for citizenship and winter can stay. That's a good one. I like that. Thank you, Bert North. Please do not get so upset. Ignore the. I'm not upset, Belinda. Look. See. Look. Oh, wait. That is racing. No, it's not. That was. I misread it. Discernment. Yep. Thanks for the cake. Yeah. You're very welcome. Happy birthday to you. It's okay, Martin Fundameva. You can explain it to them, but they can't understand it. Yep. Louis Harthoff, good to have you back in live stream. People need to stop listening to nonsense. I want to listen to your podcast. Something concerning is released, and you'll release it. Yep. Odette's birthday today. Did I miss that? Okay, my chat just jumped. I got to get back here. It's where's the Odette's birthday thing at? Boy, am I waiting that far behind? Man, my goodness. No, I can't be that far behind. Okay. Lindy, then what's up, Francois? Odette's birthday, Francois. Okay, well, happy birthday to Odette. Let's get her the birthday cake. Man, who keeps giving away these memberships? Let's get the birthday cake up there. There it is, birthday cake for Odette. It's a bright side, the sad side of people giving misinformation. They make it. Yeah, no, it is. That's the thing. Steampunk Angel Gaming, that's exactly my point with the legacy media. They lie all the time. Otherwise, I'd be boring. Can you imagine if all I did is just read the news? Who wants to listen to me read the news? I mean, my voice may be good, but it isn't that good. I mean, I don't just read the news. I give you the news, I analyze it, and I give you, the truth. If they were telling the truth, I wouldn't have the ability to do that. Yeah, you're right, Ian Moore. That's one reason South Africa's in the shape it's in. We need bad scenarios to stand together. Yeah, that seems to be true. Alien versus settler, fight to the death. Bergmeister calling all the Wyatt Army, time to tighten our ranks and politely remind the fiction writers on Fake Book that facts are still fashionable. We stand for truth. Hey, Bergmeister, thank you for the 70 Rand. And Louis Harhoff gave those 5 memberships. Thank you for that. South Africa will never be saved because of division amongst us. Oof. It's a class thing. The wealthy snobs always... Yeah, class is part of it. Race and class are definitely part of it. Yep. You're welcome, Jolene Reynolds. It's lost in trust that's hindering Afrikaners. But it's not just Afrikaners, folks. It's South Africans in general. You benefit nothing. Let the haters hate. It just shows you're doing something right. Was Professor G batting for the other side? I don't know. I'm not making any such claim. Why do you ask that question? Do you perhaps know what happened to his channel? Only what he posted there. He said nothing happened. He said everything's fine. My supposition, as I said before, is earlier on when he started posting videos, right after this happened, about a month into it, if I recall correctly, he stopped making videos because his employer said cease and desist. And then he came back with a vengeance and put a lot of videos out and grew his channel from nothing to 9,000 subscribers. I don't know what's going on with Professor G. He hasn't reached out to me. He has my contact information. If he wants to tell me, he'll tell me. Meantime, I'm not really interested in bothering him. The only thing that changes is the length of your beard. So when the colonel opens up on someone, I like to imagine he's summoning his inner drill sergeant. That's funny. Most everybody I know here in USA pays almost no attention to politics. We just enjoy life instead. Yeah, Dogzilla. Yep. All the people attacking you are scared of the truth. That's true. Welcome to the African mindset. Use and abuse. It's not about color. It's just cock humans. Hey, Milk and Honey, where you been? Nansa mensa lekker verrassing hula hier te zien. Genant, Colonel Wyatt. Dank je voor alle gezegd. You're very welcome, David Muller. Okay, according to Chat GPT, yes, intelligence has a genetic component. Yep. Colonel, if you're gifted for money, you're not doing a good job with your potential to make a lot. If you're gifted for money, if I'm grifting for money, gotcha. If I'm grifting for money, I'm doing a very poor job. Yep. Someone just record it and share it on WhatsApp. I think what is happening is similar to places like Afghanistan, where people without a leader break off into factions. One thing that needs to be said is that as long as you're able to keep a certain section of your society angry, you'll never be able to change the narrative. Yeah, that's a good point, Alan. Unfortunately, we have to keep an eye on politics, or almost every day there is a new government scam. Yeah. Are you asking Working Hard about the poll? I said $10. That's about 180 Rand. Make it worth Chris's time. Repeat all the answers. Ignore them. There are so many of us here who trust and believe you. Thank you for that, LB. One thing that stands out for me is that it's if I had to fact check the Colonel, I'll find it's all true. What a true gentleman. Thank you, Lindy. No, Juanita. Yeah, no, I got you. But I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking a poll. Would people have paid? If they could pay, would they have paid? That's what I'm curious at. Marcus Aurelius, the new member, chimes in. It's very loud. Oh, the new member chime is very loud. You mean the alert box? The alert thing is. Let me find the alert. It's way down here. Way down here. I mean, that's something that added a long time ago. Do I even have control of the volume at it? I'm not sure. I'm looking. Zoom, fireworks. Going way down here, folks. There are a lot of audio add-ins here. If you've never done live streaming, you have a software app. No, it's not here. I can't control that. So it's loud here because I had the volume turned up. What about us here for the news? What about it, Chris? This isn't the news broadcast. This is Refugee. If you did that, I would have shown you wanted to make money from people trying to escape. The fact you do not speaks about who you really are. Thank you, Primal Boar. Thank you very much. Yep. Lots of memberships being given out. Thank you for that, guys. Okay. You've been trained in very high pressure situations. I think very few things. Yep. Good point, Lindy. Thank you. No, as people think I'm excited, it's like, it's interesting because the flying monkey crowd that hangs out with a certain bee lady were trashing me on X, and they said, "Oh, the general's getting upset," trying to be snarky and condescending. You want to see upset, sweetheart? I can show you upset. You haven't seen upset. No 7.65 millimeter coming in my direction, or 7.62 millimeter coming my direction. No 120 millimeter mortars landing around me. No artillery rounds, 122 D1 or 2S1 rounds landing in my direction. No missiles exploding nearby. None of my soldiers with limbs missing, blood spurting out all over my uniform. Radios blaring everywhere. People screaming, people crying. Yeah, I don't think that my raised voice and my animation on YouTube comes even remotely close to the concept or the impression of anger. You want to see anger? I've been angry on this platform exactly one time during COVID, when that black woman who was sheltering and protecting her baby was executed in cold blood in broad daylight in Chicago during the height of the Black Lives scam. And I went off. That's when I was mad. You want to see mad? That's the one time you're going to find me mad. What's a UAP? I don't know what's a UAP. Colonel, did you ever play the game Deus Ex in the year 2000? No. I know it, but I never played it. People used to give me a funny look when my 3 children single filed. Hey, Francois, that's good. Actually, report a few of those on X who are harassing you because it's harassment. Yeah, it is. Janssen van Rensburg says, Colonel, you're the most honest person I ever met. Everything you said so far is truth. I'll never listen to anything other people say. They're just jealous. Me and my family love you. Well, thank you, Harriet. Love you guys too, man. Thank you for the 70 Rand. Silly question, I know, but people do get a phone call or email for the interview. Someone phoned me today and I called them back. No one is picking up. Yeah, because the number isn't going to them. If what the Amerikaners have said is true, which I don't doubt, they have claimed that the call is coming from Washington and it's originating here, and it gets routed to a switchboard in South Africa, probably through the embassy, and pushed out through a South African mobile number. So if you call that South African mobile number back, it's just going to go to the switchboard and nowhere else. So that could be. I don't know the answer. I'm giving you a possible explanation there. Jill. It's not a silly question. It's a fair question. It's one that hasn't been asked before. But we haven't been at this stage where lots of people are getting phone calls to come in for interviews now. A lot of people are getting called. I don't know how many, but I know of dozens of people have contacted me. Dozens. And I'm just a tiny fraction of the people getting called in contact me. First thing I thought was his employer got shouted out and they put the pressure on him to stop. That's what I said, Milk and Honey. I think that's what it is. That's probably what it is. The difference here is I don't have an employer. I am my employer. So I'm not at the whim of the flying monkeys who jeopardized Amy's career, got her fired, cost her custody of her child, made her life a living hell, lying about her, none of which was true, and they faced no penalties. But I don't have an employer. I don't have a business that affects this. So, yeah, I suspect this employer was probably harassed. Kind of like the people that offer financial advice in the early days out of the goodness of their heart to people about how you can legally move money out of South Africa. I mean, that's what they get paid for, financial advice. And they were threatened by Sloot Dickweed, and who has no real pull to threaten them, but he frightened them, terrified these people. All they were doing is sharing information. Yeah. There's a lot of people with some serious, serious penis envy out there. It's really sad. Afrikaners have an unreachable standard for leaders. Really need a bad scenario to work together. Marcus Aurelius, thank you for your $2. I've been here just busy working while I watch. Okay, that's fair. Trying to keep my mind off this. By the way, if you take a stack of papers like Milk and Honey's talking about and you go to your interview and they don't really look at it, don't be bummed out. Don't be disappointed. Better to be prepared. Better to have what they might want from you than not have it. Better to have it on hand in case it's asked for rather than, well, I'll get it to you. Much better. Better to be over-prepared than not have something. Keep that in mind. Can't afford memberships. Haven't put anything behind paywalls. I've been blessed to be gifted memberships. Yeah, no, Steampunk Angel, I don't put the stuff behind paywalls. The problem we as Afrikaners has, we can't see the sunshine over another person. Everyone else talks too much and wants to get the bandwagon. Yeah. We had a panic attack when we thought the Colonel wasn't going live again after her wife started lighting candles. I was halfway through drafting an angry letter to YouTube, and the dog was already... Yeah, don't draft any angry letters. They went after me and falsely claimed that I waved a firearm on air. I didn't do that. There was a firearm, but it wasn't waved on air, and it wasn't by a human being. It wasn't by a human being, so don't worry about that. Anyway, did a bee removal today. It was awesome. Got the queen, and they all marched. Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. You get the queen, the pheromones, they know where she's at. They all come over. Yeah, that's when you can find the queen, those bee removals go a lot faster because they are not going anywhere without their queen. It would frighten them. Hey, Devet, how's it going? There's an OG, Devet Martens. Jean Joubert, hope you're well. If USA goes to war, can Refugee be drafted? No, nobody can be drafted, Jean. There's no draft. It's a volunteer force, an all volunteer force. They would have to change the law. The videos you make they're worth their weight in gold, and you provide your time and content free. Yeah, so selfless. Thank you, RH. And this is why I'm a little bit pissed off at people running their mouth about me. Look, you can refute something I say and say that I got it wrong, but to call me a liar, to call me an entertainer and a clown, that's just nonsense. El Marie, thank you for 35 Rand. Cool beans. I'm glad you sent it to your husband. Oh, that means you're not available. I love the emotions, people. Colonel is just passionate. Thank you, Yvette. I am passionate. If anybody's been in my meet and greets, particularly the meet and greets we just did in South Africa, you know that I'm passionate. I mean, who comes and devotes 5 to 6 hours of their life on a time when they could be relaxing? I could have been zip lining. I could have been in Mahalisburg doing quad bikes. I could have been hot air ballooning. I could have been hanging out in nightclubs. Well, maybe not that, especially with this hip. But I could have been enjoying myself. Well, what was I doing? Spending 5 and 6 hours at meet and greets talking to people. Going home knackered, exhausted, no voice left. To share with people, to answer their questions. People don't do that are trying to take advantage of you. What is there to be gained? If I was going to take advantage of you, I would have done it one time, hooked everybody, and then got the money. Stupid stuff, stupid people. Wow, you're back. No, I've been back for a day. It was a 24-hour freeze, which they didn't bother to tell me, but I figured out. Because the reports, the news, truthfully, not because of the refugee program. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Oh, yeah, okay. UAV, UFO. Notice I went from receiving 5 calls a day to 0. Okay. Got a call today from 012 number. It was AfriForum looking for money. Well, Helen, you lost your job. You don't have any money. Marcus, I love your meditation. Who's Marcus? Don't think it's penis envy. I think it's more like they don't know what a penis is. Unabridged birth certificate seems to be a problem. We received ours, but on my wife's, her parents' ID numbers are missing. Folks, I don't know, again, but why would we care what your ID number is? The unabridged birth certificate, as I understand it, is simply a proper birth certificate. We don't have any such thing as unabridged. We don't let you fill out a birth certificate with just a mother's name on it. There's a spot for the father, if you know who the father is, you put on there. So I don't really think the U.S. government in any state or the federal government gives a flip about what your number is, your ID number is. They just want to know who the person is on there. So that's what matters. If the number's not there, it shouldn't matter. I wouldn't lose any sleep over that. After reform called today as well, huh? Being prepared is like the old saying goes, train hard, fight easy. Yep. Overkill is highly underrated. Yep. First time I heard about you was the day Cyril visited the White House. Love your content. Are you serious, Mark? Wow. Are you serious? That's the first time you heard about me? Boy, that shadow banning stays in effect, man. Mark, you must be South African because you said Cyril. That's the first time you've heard of me. I've been doing this for 5 years. YouTube has done a very effective job at hiding me. Yeah, again, on your mails. If you have spam folder, go through your spam folder every day. Look at every email. That doesn't mean open them all up, but look at every email. Look for one that looks like it's coming from the U.S. government. And then get rid of all the rest. Throw the rest away. All right? Throw the rest away. Go through your mail. Go through mail every day. Check your phone. Okay? Gerrit Janssen van Rensburg. Colonel, I'm Gerrit Janssen. Oh, van Jaarsveld. Excuse me. Not Gerrit. Okay, van Rensburg. Hang on a second here. This is acting up. Am I still live? I don't know if I'm live over here. Hang on a second. This is telling me. Okay, I'm live. Sorry, it was frozen over here. Okay, sorry. Gerrit Janssen van Jaarsveld. I'm your medical massage therapist mom. Oh, did I say? I'm sorry. I'm used to saying van Rensburg because we have a Gerrit Janssen van Rensburg. Gerrit, I'm drawing a blank on your daughter's name, and I wanted to write to her. I have her on my phone, but I'm drawing a blank. So please send me a message. Please send me a message. Remind me of your daughter's name. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm embarrassed, but I don't remember her name. Must be a senior moment. I wanted to write to her. I was in a lot of pain today. That's not why I want to write to her. It just comes to mind. And I want to thank her again, but I did need to reach out to her. I have to wait till July to get my medical appointment. It's crazy. Hannes Holzhausen's back. Good to see you again, man. 70 removals since November. Wow. It's just a swarm under a table outside next door to the elder woman that was raped yesterday. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. In Plettenberg? Oh, milk and honey. Yeah, I like that. Uber Diablo. If you're a clown, I'd gladly be part of the circus. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Thank you for that. Just heard 4 gunshots. Good God. All I can say about Facebook 10, he's disrespectful. Yeah. See you next Tuesdays. You could have been sipping cocktails on the beach. Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. That's the other thing. So some people, they look at this and they go, well, you must be doing this for attention. Man, I had all the attention in the world when I was in Liberia, and all the attention in the world when I worked in embassies. I was a big wheel. Yeah, I had all the attention I could ever possibly crave when I taught at university. It's not about that. It's not about that. No. And I could move to South Tyrol and live in Italy and spreche de Deutsch every day. Tja, in Südtirol in der Nähe von Bozen, Bolzano oder vielleicht auch Merano. Das ist ja eine weltberühmte Stadt, wo alle die russischen Ausländer sind umgesiedelt aus Russland, die Counts und Dukes und Nobles und so weiter. Und dann auch, was noch Brixen, das gefällt mir am besten. Brixen im Norden vom Südtirol, da kann ich einfach dort wohnen. Oh, solche fabelhafte Leben. Yeah, anyway, but no, I don't do that. Pretty ironic when hate wankers call the Colonel clown. I mean, they're the ones juggling rage, hunking nonsense, and performing daily in the comment section. Yeah. Me, my kids, and husband were at your meet and greet in Pearl. It meant a lot to us. We only watched your content. Oh, Strauss. That's where I know you from. That was the one family meet and greet, right? when I came to Pearl. Yeah, you guys. That was nice. Thank you. That was a pleasure. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love the photo, by the way, that we took. It was unique. The lady who was there, the colored lady, she was lovely, wasn't she? That was so cool. I was trying to remember the name because I had just a brain fart on that one too. So many people. Yeah, I went all the way to Pearl to do that. Actually, I was going to go to, where was I going to go? To the east of there. I'm drawing a blank right now. Senior moments are coming through. But yeah, that was fantastic. I was really, really nice. And I had a good night there. I did a live stream there. The internet was kind of a bugger. Had a while to get that sorted out. You're welcome, student. Student. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, that's actually a surname. There was a general student in the Second World War. I'm staying in Durban and hear gunshots every fourth night. Jeez. My wife had only her mother and father's name, no ID. I think you'll be okay. I don't know. How do we get to join Super Chats? Student, Super Chats below the video. If you're on a phone or mobile, there's a spot that says, what does it say? Guys, someone help us out here. It's there's a $sign there usually. Let me see. I'll go to my channel here. It's a $sign. So that's on... actually, I got to go into the stream. Here, let me go to the stream. I've got to... Okay, there's a... Where is the Super Chat? Oh, it's in the chat. It's under the chat. You go into the chat, and there's a spot there if you want to Super Chat, if you want to do it. Come on. There's a little $sign under the chat. Yep. It says, show your support for Colonel Chris Wyatt. Yep. Yep, there you go. So there's a little $sign under the chat. Sorry, that's where it's at. See, I only give her money to Ronaldo, so forget. Probably being selective is what you want to hear when the danger face you already know by certain groups, individuals, and intentions. Ek wop maar soos Chris se dit gaan nie 'n probleem wees nie. Het mande gevat van de God te kry. Johan Barkhuizen, thank you. Okay, back to here. Something. And Garrett van Jaarsveld. Thank you. That helps me. But I said send me a WhatsApp. You've got WhatsApp, don't you? 35 Rand. I'll take the 35 Rand. Thank you for that. Peter Wick says, good night to you. Nadeem Bota, welcome. Elmarie Swart. Dogzilla, I'm feeding squirrels, raccoons, and bird life outside the sunroom. Some kids are playing tennis down the lake. No guns, no shooting, no walls, no concertina wire. What's up with that? I'm excited to get to the States and get bees that don't try to murder you every single time you get close. Yeah, your Africanized honeybees are rough. You want the European honeybees. Wow, you got stung in the lip. My brother got stung by a bumblebee when he was kids. His lips swelled. He looked like that kid on the Cosby Show. It was unfortunate. Boy, his lip really swelled up. I've been stung by bees, but man, it's been a long time. I was in South Africa around the bees, didn't get stung by any of them. Yep. Letting go of my job money thanks to bees. Oh, Fiona, I'm so sorry. Fiona, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Told straight to your face. Well, I hope you recorded it in case you want the refugee thing or get the information. Can have a radio station in South Africa, Boer War Volksstaat. Okay. Just asking, is the birth certificate mainly for your social security number and green card? Not much of vetting. It's, to my knowledge, Martin Fundamental exclusively for the green card for permanent residence. You have to have birth certificate for permanent residence, but not everybody has one. I mean, like Erica was born in the Congo. There's no birth certificates, so there's a workaround for everything. I don't know what that is, and I'm not telling you not to try to get your birth certificate. You should have it. You should always have it, but I don't have an original. We moved so many times. Who knows where it's at? I have a photocopy from 1960s, and that's what I had. And it's actually factually wrong. It has my name down incorrectly. And when I went in the Army, or when I went to college, I used my correct name. When I went in the Army, I had it legally altered to fix it. And all you get in Northcliffe is a spot on the pavement outside. It was awesome to see you speak. Yeah, that was kind of tough. Well, we weren't, multipass, we weren't expecting that many people. In fact, next time, maybe we'll go to a residential place where someone's got a lot of space in a big yard. I know someplace. I don't know if those people want to host all those folks, but man, I tell you, we had 90 plus people there, 110 people, something like that. Went for an interview today, but unfortunately did not get the position. Was told straight to my face, can't hire you because you're white. Good God. This is unbelievable. email back from a job I applied for saying that thank you for applying, but they appointed someone else. Yeah, of course. Currently, you're my only go-to for news and any other info. All right, bug out. Do you remember meeting my teenage twins at the meet and greet in Centurion? My son's name is also Chris, and you made a comment about him having a good name. Centurion. Was that really in Centurion relaxing positive energy? I'm mixing up events. I remember that conversation, but I didn't realize it was Centurion. Centurion was a golf course, wasn't it? Yeah. 1440 is out. Okay. Do you have any planned interviews with refugees coming up? Napoleon, no. I haven't pestered any of the refugees. What's his name? Offered to do it. I'll probably reach out to him. But Thea, I wrote to her. I hadn't heard from her since Saturday. She said she's working 14-hour days. She's knackered. Anonymous says, do you have kids? I have 43 children in 16 African countries from my 16 wives. I'm single-handedly browning Africa. Yeah. Wow, your daughter's got stung 90 times. That must have been horrible. Bozeman bees make the best honey. Okay. But when they sting, when I do removals, I always tell the client that they only sting when you try to touch their private parts. It gets some awful looks. It's funny. Will be good to see a real raccoon. The only one I know is my wife. Okay. Raccoons are clever little creatures. Just hope I get the call soon. Applied half hour after the program was launched. And Ian, that's the thing. So I've heard from people who, someone today wrote to me, their son applied after they did on the same day. And the son got a call and had an interview. They haven't heard yet. So I don't know what the logic is, what the process is, how they're doing it. 2 original birth certificates and got my unabridged. Okay. Okay, cool. Lindy, that's lucky. Student, what was that? Was going to wash my black convertible to take a drive to get fresh beer. Decided to just get it delivered instead. Now I'm really going, says 1440. Why? So on the regulations for refugees, specifically, you don't need a birth certificate for a green card if you don't have it. You just have to prove your birth with school records. That may be true, Napoleon. I don't know. I just said that there is an exception for everything. Exception to everything. I have to tell you, I filled out the form from the embassy website and told my husband. He literally went to the U.S. Embassy to find out, and he got sent to the refugee office in. What is Marbarsh? What is Marbarsh? I don't even know what that is. And who sent him to there's no refugee office. Okay, Nadine, I don't know what you're talking about here. We have no refugee office. Are you talking about the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, who handles refugees from Somalia and from Uganda and from Sudan in South Africa? Is that what you're talking about? And I don't know what Marabastat. Where is Marabastat at? Yes, it was in Centurion. You still got more as a sunburn. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got sick to my stomach from one of those things. Yeah, it doesn't appear like they are doing it chronologically. Showed him your videos and now he's relaxed. Told him to have patience. Love your videos. Yeah, Nadine, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not rubbishing what you're saying, but I can only surmise a bit of information I got there that your son went to the U.S. Embassy and was directed to go to some refugee office, which we have none of in South Africa. So I can surmise that for someone, maybe the guards, the security sent him there. I mean, see, here's the thing with that. Okay, nothing against Nadine, but the problem with that information is that Afrikaners will act off that information. Oh my God. Okay, not Nadine, but Afrikaners will act off the information. But my first question is, your son went to the embassy. Where? In Joburg? That's not an embassy. Durban? Not an embassy. Cape Town? Not an embassy. Hatfield? He went to the U.S. Embassy. On Schoeman, right? Okay. That's our embassy. Went to the embassy. Which office did he go to? Well, he didn't go to an office. He went to the guards and they sent him away. Oh, he went through the guards. He got to the Marine and the Marine, someone came down and talked to him. Okay. See, I don't just hear something and react. I parse things out. Okay. So again, not picking on Nadine. I'm just trying to say that, based on whatever she gave me, I can't discern anything. Moving to the USA from Grahamstown was the smartest thing my family ever did. Okay, Dogzilla. No, that's right. You're talking about Grahamstown. Yeah, that's it's got a different name now. Still waiting for my passport to give me. I've applied and was told 1 week. Been waiting 3 weeks. Okay, Harold. Well, 4 Jessicas, being 3 of them was threatened and bullied to resign. Jeez, Helen. I mean this with all sincerity. You are the lighthouse of truth upon the shores of mis and disinformation, guiding us safely through the light. Well, thank you, Bob. There's another OG. Bob's been around for a long time. Okay, I don't know that. Mark Bastad. I don't know that. Thank you for sharing that, Elmarie. I didn't know that. Only got an appointment for July 17th. That's when my medical appointment is. 2 young cousins have applied. We'll be seeing them in a month in Rome soon. Praying hard for everyone. The Lord has never let me down. Take it easy, everyone. Okay, Lindy. Okay, Lindy, do you see what's over my shoulder? Is it the right Lindy? Have I got the right Lindy or is it the wrong Lindy? That is the right Lindy. You see what's over my shoulder? Do you see it? Do you see it? You were asking about it. You kept asking. Do you see what's over my shoulder? Behind my mums? Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay, I just thought I'd point that out. Got 3 other family members in different houses all waiting. Wow. Did any of the ones who contacted you mention telephonic preliminary interview? I've heard other people posting about getting telephonic interviews. One person told me they got a telephone interview. That's just one, so I haven't really talked about it. Okay. Ted Cruz made a fool of himself with Tucker, talking about some basic facts on Iran, like population, ethnic group, composition. Really, what did he say? What did he say? Did he call the Iranians Arabs? So went to the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria. The guards give you DHA refugee numbers and send you away. Yeah, well, don't go to the embassy. Okay, guys, I'm glad we're back to questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I did a video on this a few days ago. Do not go to the American Embassy about refugees. Do not go there. The refugees program is not run by the embassy. They have a day job. Their responsibility is not for refugees. The embassy has consular services to work on. They have trade issues to work on. They have military relations. They have legal ties. We have legal attaches, military attaches. Do not go to the embassy. That is not their job. They do not handle that. That's a misnomer. That's a misunderstanding of how embassies work. Their job is not to take care of you. Their job is to address the United States relationship with South Africa, which is in the crapper, by the way, and to provide consular services to Americans and those traveling to the United States. That's their job, not refugees. The State Department has an entire Bureau of Population, PRM, excuse me, EPA of State, PRM, Population, Refugees, and Migration. Okay? I keep saying resettlements, refugees. So, let me take you to that page. Here you go. This is who handles the refugees, not the embassy. Now, they may have people that work out of the embassy using some of their space, using their resources. That's why another reason why we have embassies, provide resources for people who must come over. But the embassy, if you go to the embassy to talk, unless you have an appointment and they've told you to come there, you're wasting your time and your petrol and their time. Please do not go to the embassy. I made a video on this just a couple days ago, imploring people not to do that because you're wasting your time and energy. So here you go. Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration. The Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration is a humanitarian bureau of the State Department, promotes U.S. interests by working to reduce illegal migration, to provide humanitarian assistance to those fleeing persecution, crisis, or violence, and to seek durable solutions for forcibly displaced persons around the world. We do this by coordinating humanitarian policy and diplomacy, providing life-sustaining assistance, working with multilateral organizations to build global partnerships to reduce illegal migration and human smuggling, and promoting best practices in humanitarian responses. That's who they are. And let's see if they have any leaders. Let me see if they got any leaders. There you go. The Deputy Assistant Secretary is Christian Jove Earhart, and the Senior Bureau Official is Spencer Chrétien. Chrétien, both of them got Christian in their name. One in English and one in French. Christian, first name, and Chrétien, which is Christian. So there you go. That's the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration. Not the embassy. The embassy is not your stop for this. Extremely dangerous part of Pretoria. Well, that's probably why I don't know it. I know Shisheho, not Shisheho. What's the other one? What's the one north of the N4? Drawing a blank right now. Gosh, I'm drawing a lot of blanks tonight. No, we didn't know the population number of Iran. That was just a gotcha interview. Tucker can't understand how people can't see. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying about Cruz embarrassing himself. As I understand it, Tucker's embarrassed himself. So I haven't seen the interview. Yeah, it's the place in Pretoria where refugees apply for South African refugee status. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's the Department of Home Affairs. So it has nothing to do with this. See, don't go to the embassy because those people are not there for you. Okay? All right, so the numbers have dropped a little bit. We got 269 votes. Okay, so 269 votes. Okay, so let me just tell you right there. Let me go with that. So that means 250 is going to be 125 at 135. So 135 people right there said they would pay the equivalent of $10 a month to listen to Refugee. And this is one of my small audiences, 300 people. We've had thousands of people. Imagine if this one of the audience had 5,000. If we took that figure and let's just go with 1,500, okay? So 55% of 1,500, okay? So let's say 600 people were willing to pay that $10. I could be doing refugee question and answer sessions for 600 people who are paying to have access to it. Do you know how much money that is? $6,000 a month. 6,000. And that's a conservative estimate. So people accusing me of taking advantage of people and trying to make money got their head so far up the rectum, all they're smelling is their own feces. Yep. Undesired at the border, coming for South in December, getting my documents. Currently in Namibia, I can't go for an interview. David Muller. Okay, I don't understand. How are you undesirable? Did you overstay your visa? They did that to me. They tried to make me undesirable. It cost me 6,000 rand to get it sorted out, and I got it sorted out in a couple of days. But yeah, you wind up in a database forever. That's a mess. That's a mess. What I would do is I would seek, Dav, you have an unusual situation. I would seek to get in touch with the, if you do statement of interest, and get in touch with folks and tell them the situation. So if you worked as a translator in South Africa, will you still qualify? Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't you qualify, student? Why wouldn't you qualify? Did you commit crimes? Then you have nothing to worry about. Simple. Submit or statement of interest. Your statement, switch off true caller, check your email. We'll join Super Chats tomorrow. Hope someone shows me. Well, I can show you right now. We'll go back to it. Okay. Hang on. Come on. This isn't just for me, it's for anybody you're watching, so come on. Come on, put it on mute. It's on mute. Okay, all right, so here you go. So this is what you do, all right? You come down here, you click on the money sign, you pick a super sticker, you pick a super chat, you pick a membership, there you go. There you go, super sticker, super chat. And then you put the amount in right there. $2, they do by default. If I put $10 or $5, color changes. If I put $50, the color will change again. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, that's how it works. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Anyway, there you go. Even without refugee info, it is worth the join. Well, thank you, Bug Out. We have 90 days. They gave me 30 without telling me. I don't know what that means. We have 90 days. They gave me 30 without telling me. 30 what? Oh, yeah. Okay. You have 90 days to be in South Africa, and they put 30 and you didn't know it. Same thing happened to me. Same thing happened to me. They pull this crap all the time with white people. With white people. They also do it with black people. I know they've done black people because I know people from Botswana they've done it too. So when I arrived in Joburg a couple years ago, they stamped my passport. He wrote the date down. I couldn't read it. It was barely legible. And it looked like it was 3 months later for the date because it was January I got there, so February, April, March. So it should have been March, something like that. Anyway, and he stamped it, scribbled it in there, and I left. I was in country for a few weeks, and I was driving up to the border to go to Botswana. And when I got to the border, the lady said, "Sir, I can't let you leave the country." I said, "Why?" This is January of 2020, February 2023 at this point. She said, "Because if you leave the country, we'll have to stamp your passport as undesirable." I said, "Why?" "You've overstayed your visa." I said, "That's not possible. We get 90 days. I've only been here for 2-3 weeks. She said, "No, but it says you're supposed to leave on this date." I'm like, "How is that even possible?" "Well, that's what he wrote in your passport." I said, "Can you read that?" "I can't read that, and I can't see the computer screen." So fortunately, she told me, so I didn't get declared undesirable because it was for 5 years. 5 years. Sort that out. Trust me. Trying to get that sorted out. What a mess. So I was able to go back to back to, it was a nightmare. It was the freaking 40 plus degrees, melting with the freaking, baboons trying to steal my drinks and stuff. While I'm standing there trying to get a cell phone call, trying to connect between a Botswana tower and a tower in Zairus, freaking 40 kilometers away, trying to get a tower. And I finally sent a couple messages out and was able to contact a couple people, and then got a message out, and I got back just at dusk to Linwood Bridge, stayed in the City Lodge. I got a room there from a friend who got me the good rate. I knew the manager there. And then that night went live, and one of my viewers who's with the Sightlanders and had come to the Pretoria East thing is married to an American, has been trying to sort out passports and knew someone in Home Affairs, and I had to get that lady in Home Affairs, and next thing you know, I had to hang around for a couple of days, and then anyway, what a mess it was. Got it sorted out. Yeah, got it sorted out. But anyway, 6,000 Rand it cost me. Yep. My sister and her family lives in the USA. My visa expired, and I was planning on applying for another. Well, then apply for another, Brendan. There's nothing wrong with that. If I submit a statement of interest, do you think that would negatively affect any future visa? No, shouldn't have any impact on the visa. They're two separate things. Your statement of interest is going to go to the PRM. Your visa application can go to the consular services. The two are unconnected. One should have nothing to do with the other. Tucker was harsh, but he exposed that Cruz knew little of the country America is supposed to be enemies with. He could just read a little bit. Okay, Devet, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Had an impromptu chat with the U.S. Embassy official today at a leisure activity. Asked about the program, and the person said that the actual numbers are far lower than reported. Well, flux capacitor, that's fascinating because that doesn't really help me out, that conversation. They're reported by whom? Who's reported them? Who's reported them? So what are the odds that every single person that wants to be a refugee is here? What are the odds that these dozens of groups that have thousands of people in them, the actual number is low? And low from what standpoint? How does that person know? It's not impossible for someone that works in the embassy not know or to know. It is possible. But how do they know? What is their placement and access? Just because somebody works in the embassy doesn't know anything about the program. I was a military attaché. The people outside the attaché office, unless we were doing something with them, had no idea what we were doing. The only people who knew what we were doing all the time was the ambassador and the deputy chief of mission. The PRM is not even in the embassy. They're located back in America. So how does somebody in the embassy actually know what the numbers are? They might. By contrast, flux capacitor, I've actually met with American officials in South Africa who work for the embassy and confirmed my information about numbers and about the program. After all the stuff I reported on it for months, they confirmed what I said was true. So I don't know how to take that response from that person. You're relaying it to me third hand. I don't doubt what you're saying is true. And I don't doubt that person believes they're telling the truth. But without their placement and access to the information, I don't know how they come up with their answer. Sponsored to relocate to Australia. Wow. That is a catch-22. How long do you stay in Australia, I guess is the question, Zoo. Reported by the media, their estimates. Well, the media have reported everything from 8,000 to 70,000 to 121,000. So what number is low? The 8,000? Yeah, Marco Rubio, thank you, is the Secretary of State. Marco Rubio testified in the Senate in hearing, in committee, that it was 70,000, and this was a few weeks back. So I agree with you. I'm going to go with what Marco Rubio said. He has no reason to lie because he can be called in contempt of Congress for lying to Congress. So the number to me is obviously at least 70,000 a couple weeks ago. At least. Unless he misspoke. But why would he misspeak on something so important? Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot about that. Flux capacitor, you're just saying what was discussed, not sure what to believe anymore. I'm not rubbishing what you said. As I said, please listen to what I said. I'm saying that I don't know who that person is and where they work. Did they tell you where they work? You don't have to disclose that here. Do they work in the consular section? They might have some information to work in the consular section. Do they work in the polycon section? Maybe it's some information. Do they work in the GSO? They don't know what they're talking about, most likely. Hey, Val. Your channel being odd tonight. Says you're only on live for 15 minutes earlier. Now it says 14 minutes. What? This tells me an hour and 15 minutes. I'm not sure what that means. YouTube's been acting all kind of weird, so let me see what it says. Let me go up and load it myself on this side. This says, Hang on. The commercial's playing. This one doesn't say anything. Doesn't say how long it's been on. I got 3 dislikes. Wow. 3 dislikes. There's some seriously demented people. 3 dislikes. Yeah. Doesn't say anything over here. Doesn't say anything. So time-wise. So I'm not sure what that means. Anyway. What did Milk and Honey say? Why the hell would you go? Oh, okay, no. As far as I'm concerned, he said, if every family's 204, that's 200,000. Yeah, it was a month ago. Exactly. Thank you, Milk and Honey. The point is not about Tucker. Technically, anybody could have interviewed Cruz and asked them the same questions. Agreed to that. I'm saying all I know is that apparently Tucker pissed people off. And I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know. What do you mean it says 12 minutes, Yappy? I don't understand what that means. It doesn't say anything on mine. 75 on my screen. 75 is the answer. That's how long I've been up. It's a position that would know. I also tend to go with Mark Rubio's statements. Okay. All right. It was a position that would know. So then what was their objective then? Or is Marco Rubio lying? I find that hard to believe. Oh, you hit the button by mistake, Zoo. That's funny. Yeah, listen, Flux Capacitor, I'm also talking to people that work in the U.S. Embassy, and my information is getting confirmed. So, I've got, look, it's really frustrating what's going on here. Now, I wasn't in your conversation. What might be happening in your conversation is the person says the numbers are lower than the press reporting. Might be talking about the number of people who've gone to the States or the people that are going to go to the States. I'm a little concerned the numbers are going to be too low. Oh, Loretta, you missed tons. Why do extremely wealthy people have more information than normal people? Well, what extremely wealthy people have more information? I have more information than most people, and I'm not extremely wealthy. So what are you talking about? Some extremely wealthy people seem to think they know everything. Doesn't mean they do. Doesn't mean they have the information. February 7th. Well, first off, Napoleon, you're mistaken. You couldn't have sent an email on February 7th. There wasn't an email. There was no PRM email on February 7th. That wasn't posted until February 10th. Have you filled out a statement of interest since then? Since May 12th? The West Coast. Only if you like socialists and communists. It's BS. Yeah, well, I like what Milk and Honey said, Napoleon. America doesn't owe you anything. Yep, that's true. All right, guys. Oh, you're trolling. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, then don't do that. The weird thing about the Ted Cruz Tucker interview is that Cruz quoted the Bible and Tucker took offense because he had never heard of it and questioned Cruz's integrity. Okay, well, see, there you go. Maybe that's why people are pissed off at him. Okay, so now I'm going to call bullshit, Flux Capacitor. Now I'm going to call bullshit without more context. Not from you, but from the person you're talking to. They said that they made charter flights going forward because commercial costs are crazy. That's horse manure. That's horse manure. An economy ticket is not that expensive. It's far cheaper than chartering a flight. Far cheaper than chartering a flight. You fly 200 people on a charter flight, it's going to cost $400,000 for that charter flight. 200 people. Even at $1,500 per flight, that's only $250,000 to get those people to their ultimate destination. So I'm not buying that. As somebody that knows logistics, somebody that's been involved with paying for aircraft and paying for flights, Arctic, are you here? This is when I need Arctic. I'm going to call bullshit on that. That isn't going to fly. And beyond that, why do they care? We don't pay for your transportation unless there's something unique happening in this program that doesn't happen normally. We're not paying for Afghans to fly to America. The money comes from the International Organization of Migration, or they pay out of their pocket. So, not buying that for a second. Not buying that for a second. That 767 is chartered from Texas. Did not cost. 59 people came on that flight. 59 people. Let's see. Charter flight. Charter a 767 from DC to Cape Town and back. Private jet, Washington, D.C. to Cape Town. 767 charter, okay? Okay. Okay. Round trip from IAD, Dallas International Airport to JMB. We'll do Joburg, or Tambo. Okay. Departure. We'll go with a week from now. We'll go with PM, 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Return. 27th. Passengers. 200. Oh, they want name. Okay. In order to get the charter, I've got to put the name in there. Okay. Yeah, this is a Paramount 767-300 ER. I can charter. It can take 218. But in order to get this, they won't just give me an estimate, so I can't do it. But trust me, it's not cheaper. It's not cheaper. Not cheaper. Not cheaper. Forget Tucker and Cruz, they mean nothing. Okay, I can just imagine the chest pains people are having, anxious to get news that they're going to be new Americans. I get chest pains just watching the questions about, well, they're not going to be new Americans. They're going to be living in America. They won't be Americans for years. Tucker did look like he had some sort of amphetamine before the interview. Really? Okay, Nico. Gotcha. They're appropriating land. I got a call. It was a spam call, so I spammed them with acting dumb and asking billion questions. That's funny, Pat. Yep. There are lots of people that applied for refugee status, and there are more every day that want to apply. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Eds, what's going on, man? It's been a while. Anyway, look, again, flux capacitor, not disputing what you're saying. I'm disputing who this person is and what they're talking about. There's no way that a charter plane costs less than paying for individual tickets. It's a commercial flight. Let me do a flight right now, okay? So let's go JNB to IAD, okay? Flight. All right, pick one person, okay? We'll go with the, today's the 19th. We'll go with the 31st of, there's no 31st with this. That's July, excuse me. No, that's not good. Look at July. Okay, July, it's going to be one way, not round trip, one way, okay? One way, show flights, okay? All right, so one way, July 31st from Joburg to IED. Okay, got Qatar, Ethiopian, Delta. Okay, Delta, $989. 200 people, that's $200,000. And that's for a single person. You negotiate a rate. You think the U.S. government doesn't get contractor rates? That's the other thing. If the government's paying for it, that flight won't be $989. I mean, I've flown thousands, hundreds of times in the U.S. military. The rate the government pays is a bargain. That's a bargain. They get the best rates. They get negotiated because they buy hundreds of thousands of tickets from airlines. So they get a much better rate. This is the rate I can get going through the internet. $989 on Delta and KLM. That ticket would probably cost about $600 for the U.S. government. So if it's $600, the $200,000 just became $120,000. $120,000. You're not going to get a 767 chartered for $120,000. The fuel alone is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. How much fuel? Okay, how much fuel does a Boeing 767 burn per hour? Okay. Okay. Depends on the engine type. It burns between, 767 fuel flow, 4,600 pounds per hour. 4,600 pounds of fuel. Some more consumption. Let's do this in something I can understand here. Put it in English. Because that's, okay, how many, so, how many gallons? Let's see. 2,500 gallons. 2,500 gallons per hour. Okay? So, avgas. See you. Okay? Current price of aviation fuel. $6.18 per gallon. $6.18 times 2,500. And this is just one model. $6.18 times 2,500 gallons per hour is $15,000 per hour to fly the plane for fuel alone, times 14 hours. That's $216,000 for the fuel alone. $216,000 just for the fuel. That doesn't include the pilot's salary, the air landing fees, the maintenance costs, the phase maintenance of pulling the engine. It has to be factored in there. The business expense to the business, the overhead for running it, the insurance. The fuel alone is $216,000 to fly from Cape Town to Dallas. $216,000. So it's impossible that a charter flight is cheaper. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. No past persecution, just fear of future persecution seems too good to be true. The Western Cape is being included since we were blessed thus far. Really? Where are you living in the Western Cape? Clearly not in Stellenbosch. Not in the Cape Flats. A charter flight to the USA would cost $380,000. Well, possibly. The fuel alone is $215,000. One way, $216,000 of fuel. Correct, Fossey. They're going to have to fly over, so they're going to have to pay it both ways. Yep, $500,000 for fuel. So I don't know how it comes out $380,000 and how that's cheaper. On a commercial flight, the people flying over there, they have nothing to do with the refugee program, are paying for the flight and paying for the business expense. Coming back on seats are empty on the plane, you're paying for it. Doesn't make sense. Yep. Anyway. I was taken aback. They were so forthcoming, just saying what they said. I have difficulty with conflicting info. Yeah, flux capacitor. I have trouble with what they're saying too. It doesn't pass muster. It doesn't pass muster. It just doesn't make any sense. Sean is saying it's $20,000 per hour. Yeah, easily. There you go. Those estimates are in line with what I'm coming with. We checked today. If you take the refugee order versus immigrating south, the kind American people saves you more than $1,500 just getting your documents. Oh, it's a lot more than $1,500. Anyway, all right, guys. I've got to get going. I've got to go to a organizational meeting tonight for clubs. And I've been able to not go to it. This is the first one to go to. I've had to do it for a long time. You're welcome, guys. Hey, Erica. No, I didn't do that, Milk and Honey. I just put the mic on mute. I had trouble with the conflicting NVIDIA Studio stuff before. It's down here. Is it running now? Here we go. NVIDIA. Studio voice, noise, removal, reduce the background noise. Okay, there we go. It disables the studio voice. Well, I have studio voice. I prefer that. So I'm leaving that. So you can't have both. Noise reduction. Oh, speaker effects. It'll do that. Okay, there you go. Speaker effects. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem. Okay, studio voice. Enhance the quality of your mic to simulate high-end recording studio. Well, what else would I want? Anyway, so NVIDIA broadcast. Okay. That's what I looked up. Jet aviation grade 1 fuel. That's what I looked up, Peter. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And I'll be back later tonight, which will be tomorrow morning. By the way, on Friday, not only will I be receiving my little plaque, I also will be covering the British and Irish Lions game against Argentina. I found a broadcaster. It's a Rugby Pass TV. So I'll be watching it and calling the game tomorrow. Cool beans. Going to be at 9 o'clock South Africa time. So British and Irish Lions, first game against Argentina. I'll be covering it on Rugby Ascendant. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Really awesome. See you all tonight. Wow. Come on. There it is. Cheers.